My topic is inside secrets of a media investor. If you want to know how to get funding from media investors, think about if you can go to a place where everyone knows your name and they're glad you came. If you do that, you found out the secrets of what investors are looking for. So with that, let me just kind of quickly give you a little high-level, one-page, 30-second background. As Jim said, I spent 17 years at GE Capital and NBC Universal, really analyzing companies. What companies do we invest in? And it was both from a debt and equity point of view. In the aviation industry for 12 years, and the last 5 years in the media, communication, and entertainment industry. Lucky enough to work with NBC Universal and NBC News. We founded the Peacock Equity Fund as a joint venture between GE and NBC Universal. Had a 40% IR return and had great visions of taking this to become the next big venture capital fund. Except one thing happened along the way. You know what happened along the way? Any ideas what happened with GE and NBC Universal along the way? GE sold NBC Universal to Comcast. And the Peacock Equity Fund went along with that sale to Comcast Ventures. So the Peacock Equity Fund thrives and lives, but is part of Comcast Ventures now. So after that happened in 2010, I spent the last year working at NBC News, really focused on can we build out the information industry at NBC News to take it to the next decade and be a thriving entity in content and distribution going forward. So what I'm going to tell you today is my experiences based on those 17 years. Again, it's the inside secrets of a media investor, me. It doesn't mean that I'm saying my secrets are the right ones or the secrets of other people, but I've gathered some of the thoughts through talking to venture capital, private equity firms I've worked with over the last 17 years and gather some of the thoughts in my presentation. So would love to get your input. I'm going to save some time for Q&A. Is that okay at the end? A few minutes in the end to cover any questions you have. So 5 top secrets. Okay, I had another picture of a younger girl and a boy, but it looked like they were flirting and dating. So figured this was a little bit more appropriate for secrets, not kind of, whispering dirty little secrets. So secret number 5, okay, we'll go with. Yesterday, I was at dinner with Jim, and we were all talking about predicting the future. Well, if you can predict the future and see the future, then I want to invest in you. Right? Jim had someone that talked about he was right 94% of the time. That's not bad, right? 94% is not bad. But people say, wait, how do you predict the future? And I'll tell you, it's not that hard. It's not that hard if we dig underneath the numbers. Within digital media, I'll say there's 3 things. If we look at the numbers, you'll say there's 3 things, in my view, is the future of digital media. Smartphones, tablets, and online video. Online video being not just video on YouTube, but really online, real-time video like content you see on TV. Smartphone penetration, 44% now of the people own a smartphone in the world. That's more than double what it was in 2009, excuse me, it was 18%. And in 3 years' time, the projection is it's going to be 80%. So if you realize that it's going to be 80% of the people are going to have a smartphone by the year 2015, end of 2015, and that 71% of users currently use either an iPhone or an Android, that kind of gives you a sense of where it's headed. I think we're at a very exciting place where the internet revolution was the year 2000. I think we're at the mobile video revolution coming up in the next 2 or 3 years. 900,000 applications on the Apple Store or the Android Store. You can find an application almost for anything you want to do. And that goes into tablets. Do you know that between December and January, in 1 month's time, 10% of the population had a tablet in December? It's 19% now. What happened between December and January? Christmas. Christmas came early, right? And it also happened that Kindle, right, with the Amazon Kindle and the Amazon Fire coming on. So it's not just a tablet, but now the e-book reader market has gone from 10% to 19% as well. So a consumer that has either an e-book or a digital tablet is now 28%. That's a game changer, and that's just going to accelerate as well. And then finally, the U.S. online, 147 million users watch video online. It's going to be a 39x traffic growth driven by video in the mobile space, 39x in 3 years. That's mind-boggling. So you think about it, video, mobile, and tablets as part of mobile, it's really going to change the game. We still see business plans of people saying, look, I'm going to create a new website, this is great, blah, blah. And they don't talk about their mobile or iPad strategy or tablet strategy. And whenever I hear that, I'm like, they're thinking about what was hot 2-3 years ago. They're not thinking about what's hot in the future. The other thing about strategic business plans that I see is a lot of people say, well, given where the competition is today, given where the industry is today, this is how I'm going to beat it. What do you think your competition is doing? You think they're standing still? So one of the exercises I did at Peacock Equity Fund, which is exciting, is I had a team of people say, you know what, before you put the business plan together for what we're going to do at Peacock, I want you guys to put the plan together, pretend you're our leading competitor, what would you do? And have them come in and present. And several times, our team that was putting together the Peacock business plan had to change the business plan after they heard what the demo competition was going to do with the strategic plan. So what I would say is spend 90% of your time thinking about what the future will be. 90% of your time should be predicting the future. And it's not that hard to do if you dig behind the numbers. I'll give you a couple examples why. Emerging trends. We had a conversation yesterday about mobile e-commerce, growing from $6.7 billion in 2011 to $31 billion in 2015. That's a huge e-commerce market growth. Over the holiday season, anyone know how much e-commerce was done over the holiday season as a percentage of overall commerce? Any guesses? It's about less than that, single digits, 6%. It was up 15% year to year from 2010, right? Well, I'm thinking that's kind of disappointing. 15% growth is generally good. But 15%, given everything that's going on in the online world, why is it only growing 15%? When we dig behind the numbers, there's a survey done that showed that 80% of consumers are still uncomfortable with giving their credit card online. And that's the major barrier to why people don't do more e-commerce. So what makes me think is that's going to be solved sooner or later. PayPal, Google, Citibank, they're all working on that. That if we can get people comfortable with paying online the way you pay to your Apple store and you feel secure, that market is going to boom. Social location services, you know, Foursquares. Everybody knows about Foursquares. Only 5% of the people actually check in. Well, why don't they check in? Well, checking in is kind of like a game. A lot of us don't have time for a game. But if you relate check-ins to daily deals, which Groupon Living Social are doing, or something like that, which you can help people when they check in to benefit them, there's going to be a huge market opportunity as well. As mobile grows, people are going to have their mobile phones. They're much more engaged and much more comfortable with location-based services if they